It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game.
It's the Denver Broncos and the Indianapolis Colts. And it kicks off next on Madden NFL 25.
From the crossroads of America, we're at the center of Indianapolis, Indiana, as we get a look here at Lucas Oil Stadium. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scotch, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Huard. And we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as the default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
Personnel is out. Everyone's ready to get this one going. And here we go from Indy. Returning it from the 4. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. So the Broncos offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by the former first-rounder out of both Oregon and Auburn. It's Bo Nix.
Bo Nix entered this league as a grown-up. 61 college starts will do that for you. A ton of college experience. And Bo Nix is a facilitator. When he is at his best, that ball is in and out of his hands in an absolute hurry. If he were a point guard on a basketball team, he'd want to go up and down the court and get it out of his hands as quickly as he can. He's accurate, he's tough, he's experienced, and he's poised for this challenge of the NFL.
Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10. They give it to him again. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down. Just a couple on the pickup there, so back-to-back runs leave him with a 3rd and 8.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. So out come the Colts for their first offensive possession. Bringing them out a 4th overall pick in 2023 out of Florida, a super athlete at quarterback, Anthony Richardson.
I don't think it's hyperbole to say that when Anthony Richardson came out of the draft out of Florida, he was the greatest all-around athlete we'd ever seen at quarterback. 240 pounds, running 4.4, jumping 40 inches. He was the envy of defensive ends and linebackers that couldn't put up those numbers. Now, it's taken all those athletic traits and squeezing them into the quarterback position, maximizing all that physical talent to become the superstar he can be.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Taylor again. This is ahead for about 5. Riley Moss with that tackle. Give him 5 on that play. Now it's going to be 3rd down and 6.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite out of the big meal between them and the first down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
Richardson on 3rd. That's caught for the 1st. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Got the one-on-one they wanted, Brock, on that slant, but just not enough to get the completion.
Yeah, you got to create separation. We all love the slant route. It could be super effective, but you got to beat press. You got to beat jam. You got to beat off man, and you got to create separation so there's not that bang-bang impact to knock the ball loose like that.
It's a completion to Michael Pittman Jr. And he's able to get this down to the 36. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. They'll throw again, Richardson. And he let his man too much there, Brock. Incomplete, 4th down coming up.
You know, these 3rd and short situations, you rep them all the time. Snap after snap, rep after rep. You're expecting man-to-man coverage in that down and distance, and you're expecting to execute. That time on 3rd and short, they can't get the job done.
Colts gonna kick this away now on 4th, and it's Rigoberto Sanchez on for the punt. This one carries out of bounds. Not the greatest field position awaiting them. It's spotted at the 11. The Denver offense taking the field for their 2nd drive. They didn't start the game off like they wanted, Brock. Still searching for that opening 1st down as they take the field a 2nd time. Throwing on 1st down, Nix. Bails out of the pocket quick. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Pretty even match in this 1st half, and you're just kind of waiting. Right? You just kind of try to get a feel for which defense is going to come to life. And when you get that sack, that could go a long way to infusing some energy on that side of the ball.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he gets this one up to the 10-yard line. A 4-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
You know, Kay, one of the reasons it's so hard to run the ball in the NFL is to move grown men off their spot against their will. You get a run play like that, you've done your job. You've moved them against their will, and you've set yourself up for some later success.
On 3rd down, here's Nix. Complete. It's Ingram. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And the Broncos will have a 1st down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
They're now set for 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Nix. Got a man, it's Marvin Mims. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. This is a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
This is hauled in by Ingram. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Handoff on 2nd and short. And he'll get them enough for a 1st down.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that 1st down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Another carry for him. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Good rip on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Back-to-back carries here. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Making the stop that time, Nick Cross. Call it no gain, maybe one at best on that play. That leaves him with 3rd and 2.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You love a huddle? Okay, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
1st and 10 from the 41. Back to the well again. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And with a nice gain, he runs him down inside of field goal range. Call it about 7 yards on that run. Now it's going to be 3rd down and 4.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
Now Nick's on 3rd down. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
Here comes the Broncos punting unit. Back deep for the Colts is Anthony Gould. And this is a worm burner. He did not hit that one well. And that gets out of bounds down inside the 20. It looks to be at about the 17-yard line. The Indianapolis offense headed out for their 2nd drive of the game. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. Taylor gets it to begin the drive. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains. We've finished 1 quarter in what's still a scoreless game. Hopefully no shortage of excitement coming up in the 2nd. We'll take a brief pause and head back to Lucas Oil Stadium after this. Ready now for our 2nd quarter. The Colts have the football. They've got a first to begin the frame. From the shotgun, it's Richardson. That's brought in. It's his back, Jonathan Taylor. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Shotgun snap now to Richardson. It's caught. Warren. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. Give him 8 yards on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Colts.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Taylor gets it on 1st and 10. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 + 4 + 4 equals a 1st down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Richardson back to throw. Gets this one to Pierce. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Dre Greenlaw getting there for the stop.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
They're going to turn to Taylor on 3rd down. And he works this to the 38 before going down. A pickup of 2, maybe 3, but most importantly, Brock, that's enough to move the sticks.
Okay, you know me, I can't resist. I thought we might have needed the old Gene Steratore index card down there, making a really close measurement to see if he got the first down or not. But in the end, well, the right call was made. He got just enough to move the chains.
First down throw here from Richardson. That's complete to Pittman. 16 yards on the play. And it's good for an Indianapolis first down.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
Richardson now on 1st and 10. That one finds Josh Downs. And he's able to get this down to the 13.
I feel so bad. I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. There's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
2nd down carry for Taylor. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. 4 yards on the play, and that picks up a 1st and goal.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. To throw, Richardson. He's on the move. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock. You know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that, and it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
2nd and goal coming up, 5 yards to the end zone. Throwing now, Richardson. Chased out to his right. And he will score! Touchdown, Indianapolis! The Colts get the game's first points here in the 2nd. It's an Anthony Richardson touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
That one right down the middle. And they add one on to their first touchdown of the contest. The Colts ready to kick this one away, and away we go once more. Has this at the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Denver set to take the field on offense. Still in search of their first points as we work our way through the middle of this game. The score 7-0. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Here's the lone back on the handoff. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Charvarius Ward brings him down. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you'll really break the backs of a defense.
He's got the hook up to Ingram. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Slot man motioned over. Now the give as they set up the jet sweep. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You call that first down running play. You don't always expect to get those kind of yards, but they'll take that every single time.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. That's 16 on the pickup. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
1st down, ball at the 36. Left side now, caught by Sutton. They're working a couple yards past the line. Making the stop that time, Nick Cross. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 34. Catch is made down the right sideline. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And the Broncos will have a 1st down. So we're at the 2-minute warning here from Indy. The Broncos facing a deficit near the break. They'll come up 1st and 10. They'll throw again. Nix. Catch is made in close. It's a Denver touchdown. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. And he sure did.
Will Lutz now on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Broncos tie this game 7-7. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Fielded at the 7. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Now the Indianapolis offense heading out. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended Brock in a touchdown. On 1st down, it's Richardson. Brought in right side. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Colts operating from the hurry-up, rushing back to the line. 2nd and 1. Sideline throw reeled in by Downs. 16 yards on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Colts.
Kate, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. And without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. Warren's got it, complete. The end result there, 15 yards and a 1st.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. They'll throw again. Richardson. This one finds Taylor. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Brandon Jones up for the stop.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, when one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Richardson on 3rd. On target to his man Taylor. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. Now we get a timeout from the Colts. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. They'll come up 1st and 10. Throwing it again here. To the right and reeled in by Downs. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the shotgun, it's Richardson. Flushed out of the pocket. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
This defense has been trying like mad to do anything to disrupt the rhythm, get the QB off his spot. It's got to be a massive relief to see their efforts paid off on that play.
Moving quickly, trying to get set again. 3rd and short yardage here, Richardson. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. So close to the end zone, but with time winding down, they're going to try for the field goal. A pretty automatic look for him from the left. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And that's going to break our tie and give them a 3-point advantage.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Back to throw it. This one falls incomplete. We're to the halfway point from Indianapolis with the Colts out in front at the break. Now it's down to Florida, where Jonathan Coachman is standing by in Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, sit tight. We'll get back to you and Brock in just a moment. But for now, this is our halftime report. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This was a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our 3rd quarter. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Here's a return from the 7. He's got a lane up past the 30. His return gets him to the 32-yard line before he's taken down. Out come the Colts as they've got it to begin the 2nd half. And it has been all about these defenses so far, Brock. Even into the 2nd half, we're still waiting for one of these offenses to take charge.
Yeah, what you're feeling, these defenses are making every yard tough, every first down tough, every series tough. And offensively, yeah, it's time to toughen up and maybe more importantly, sharpen up. That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
2nd and 4. Has him on the quick hitter. Rolling into enemy territory. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
So a massive gain, and all of a sudden, we've got 1st and 10 inside the red zone. Option give to Taylor. And they bring him down pretty quickly at the 10. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. They go again with Taylor. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A gain of 2 follows up a gain of 1, and now they're left with 3rd and 7.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
From the gun on 3rd down. Oh, no touchdown. It's intercepted. Pat Surtain has it. There are costly interceptions, Brock, and then there are interceptions inside the red zone in the second half of a one-score game.
And if there is ever a time where ball security is paramount, it is right now.
Yeah.
They made a great play. Don't get me wrong. They deserve a ton of credit right there. But as a quarterback, you cannot risk a turnover. It's touchdown, it's check down, it's throw the ball away. You're literally throwing points away with that pick.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Here's Nix to throw. Complete. It's Ingram. And he'll get it up to the 27.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Running for the marker on 2nd. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. Call it no gain, maybe 1 at best on that play. That leaves him with 3rd and 2. They'll try and pick this up on the ground. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
That's a BYOB. You got to be your own blocker. It would have taken the entire defense piling on to stop him from getting that first down. Well done.
They've got 1st down from the 31. Shotgun snap to Nix. This is hauled in by Ingram. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. They get an even 10 on that play. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
Oh, things weren't about to end after the first hit or the second. This tight end had a vision for what he wanted to happen after the catch, and he was going to take on all comers to try to make it a reality.
On 1st and 10, here's Nix. Connects with his back, Jaleel McLaughlin. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. It's a pickup of 11. And the Broncos will have a 1st down.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
And he's going to be bottled up after taking it down to the 43. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Nix from the gun. He's got the hook up to Ingram. And they bring him down around the 34. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Short pass brought in. And he's able to take this one down to the 25.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Now Nix finds him over the middle. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Motioning one of the tight ends. Here's Estime up the middle. And this one stopped at the 3-yard line. He gets him 6, and that's going to bring up 2nd and goal.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
To throw, here's Nix. And he will score. It's a Denver touchdown. The Broncos grab the lead on their first series of the half. If you're going to complete that one successfully, Brock, you need the perfect throw, just the right touch, and you also need a guy who can go up and get it just like that.
Yeah, need to be able to muscle somebody off the ball if you're not alone. And call me a little biased. Go ahead. I don't care.
You're biased.
But the success of that play does come down to the timing of the throw, Kate. If you don't throw it on time to that exact spot, you run out of...
Now we'll pause. The officials want to take a good look at this and confirm it was indeed a touchdown. Well, this right here is where having all those camera angles comes into play. We're going to get a much clearer picture thanks to all the shots we've got.
Yep, technology, everybody's friend right now. We get to watch it again and again, unlike these officials who got to see it once in real time. We just have to see, is there clear enough evidence to overturn the call that was made down there on the field?
No change to the call on the field, so that play is going to remain a touchdown. Going after tries good by Lutz. And the Broncos take a 4-point lead. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Return coming from the 6. Finds some space. He's past the 30. They'll begin from the 36 as the returner's brought down. The Colts offense set to head out. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. So it's good field position for the Colts as they get set 1st and 10. Shotgun, handoff to Taylor. Juke the defender. And finally, they bring him down. He shook off a couple of defenders there on a nice pickup. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the first defender. Heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this beast down.
Now a toss play. Taylor brushes him off with ease. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
Oh, that vision he has when he gets into space like a chess master. Seeing multiple moves ahead of time. He knows who's going to attack and at what angles, and he maneuvers his way through before someone could finally get to him.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Out of the option, he's going to keep it going right. And he won't get anything there. Several defenders nearby to hold him up. We get a stoppage here. One of their big blockers up front. In some pain following that play. He's being attended to. Second and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Shotgun snap now to Richardson. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch.
Translatable skills. That's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
Third and a lone yard coming up. Taylor now up the middle. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
They're set up at the 35 now. Going to the ground again on first. And he's brought down for a loss. So we're through 3 here. It's the Colts ball. They're down on the scoreboard, but things not out of hand yet. Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Richardson back to throw. Throw complete to Warren. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
And the Broncos bringing out some extra DBs on this third down. They're in the dime. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up fourth down.
So many coaches love third downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know got to execute and convert on these third downs.
Third down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on fourth. Trying to throw for it with Richardson. It's caught, Warren. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. It's an 11-yard gain to back up the considerable gamble there on fourth down, and they move those chains.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Catch is made in close. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. They'll have first and goal to go now after they gained 18 on the previous play.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
Gotta think this is 4-down territory, Brock, as they come up here first and goal. From the gun, Taylor. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on first and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on second down.
The nose of the football inside the 1. Here's second and goal. Another shot for Taylor. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Colts take a fourth-quarter lead. It's a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. Took a couple of runs into that wall before they finally punched it across for the score.
Well, that defensive front, you know they were dialed up to make a stand, but it was going to be a challenge to make another 2 stops even after that one. That crack formed in the wall, and it burst through for a touchdown.
Missed to go up by a field goal here in the fourth. The point after splits the uprights. And the Colts push their lead to 3. The Colts ready to kick this one away, and away we go once more. On the return, here's Mims. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Broncos and quarterback Bo Nix gearing up for their next series. And he has to be happy about his game. We're checking some of the highlights right now that he's made so far. A good showing that's seen him in the zone from time to time. And also he's just seen the field well from his spot in the middle of this offense. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he works his way for a gain of 4.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign that they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 27. Completed over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
There's no question the greatest concern there was just getting the first down. You want a high percentage throw, and you're not really concerned about big yards. Well, the drag route was perfect. He comes open in the short field. It's easy to zip that throw right in there and reset those chains.
Ball at the 33 for first down. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine. And that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
Back-to-back carries here. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. A 9-yard gain and good for a first down.
Most of the people watching will forget about that play in a couple minutes, but the coaches won't forget. He has that filed away the next time he really needs to pick up a few yards.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. They give it to him again. Down the sideline inside the 40. And they'll finally get him down at the 37-yard line. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And the Broncos will have a first down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
Completed to Sutton.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. Nix off the play action. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
In theory, Kate, that's exactly what complementary man coverage is supposed to look like. The DBs, well, they're sticky on the back end of it. The front end, that pass rush, it makes an impact that gets home. But of course we know, it's not that simple. It is really tough to lock down a full field for more than a second or two.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Looking to throw. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? And we chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Here comes Will Lutz, a lot riding on this field goal try. It'll be 51 yards from the left hash. Got all of it, and this is good! And in the 4th quarter, that's going to tie the game.
After I'd imagine dozens and dozens of kicks into that net on the sideline staying warm, Kate, he finally gets his chance to knock a field goal through the uprights. And of course, he wasn't going to whiff on that opportunity.
Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Brings in the kick at the 9. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. And great starting field position here as they bring him down beyond the 40. The Colts and Anthony Richardson headed back onto the field. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. Looking for Michael Pittman Jr. on that throw. And now it's second down.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. From the shotgun, it's Richardson. Tight end reels in the shallow throw. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
You know, they really love that drag route because he's one of those guys that can count on not only to make the catch, but create after the catch. If they don't close on him quickly, he can add a lot of yards before someone tracks him down.
Motioning him from the slot right. Straight ahead with Taylor. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4. Second and 6 coming up here. It's an option to the left side. And he'll start pushing them into field goal range. A small gain to the 38. They pick up 1 on the run. Need more, though. That takes them to 3rd and 5.
I could promise you that's not what it looked like on the practice field nor on the whiteboard. Typically, QB run is going to net you a whole lot more yardage than that. But let's give some credit. Strong effort by that defensive front who contained a play that typically goes for a whole lot more.
We're down to the 2-minute warning here in Indy. Colts pushing to get within range for a game winner. He'll throw it. He has the first over the middle. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it's good for an Indianapolis first down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
First down read option. He keeps it running right. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. We have a timeout called by the Broncos. That's their first. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this second down. Now a handoff to Taylor. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Denver calls the second of its 3 timeouts. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call is going to be on third down. Taylor again. And he may have just reached the edge of the red zone before going down. Now the Broncos take their 3rd and final timeout as they'll get together and discuss with 4th down coming up. So now the field goal unit runs on in a very big spot from 37 yards in the right hash. That one is good! And late in the 4th, they have grabbed a lead.
That's called getting his job done, Kate, drilling it right through. And now they're in position to win this game. Now it's on some of those guys who are out there with them on the kick, those defenders, to hang on to this lead to give them the win.
The Colts ready to kick this one away, and away we go once more. On the return, here's Mims. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Broncos headed out, and his production is carried over into this second half. He keeps on running well, even with the workload they've placed upon him. He'll look to throw it. Has him on the quick hitter. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight ends short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Broncos have to hurry here. Clock still running. Back to throw. Catch is made down the right sideline. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Broncos have to hurry here. Clock still running. Here he is to throw. Throwing the out route complete. It's a gain of 12 there. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
Time not on their side here as they get set for first down. No timeouts remaining either. Setting up to pass. That one is incomplete. The clock now down to 16 seconds remaining.
That was a situation where he got the time in the pocket he needed. There just wasn't anyone open to throw it to. It got to the point he had two choices as that clock is going off in his head. Force a throw and risk a pick, or just get rid of it and cut your losses on the play.
The defense calls a timeout. That's their first. And they still have two available for them as we approach the end of this game. Here comes Will Lutz, a lot riding on this field goal try. This from the right hash and a considerable distance. And it's on its way and through! He hit it from deep. And inside the final minute, they've tied this up.
These are the moments, Kate, when you realize how valuable a clutch kicker is. When he's the only guy out there and everybody relying on him. And he delivers.
Here's Lutz set to kick this away. And he just sends it over the end zone. No threat of a return at all, but now they're going to spot the ball at the 30 to begin the drive. On first down, it's Richardson. That's complete to Pittman. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Now with just 7 seconds left in the game, we've got a timeout. Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. Richardson now on 1st and 10. This to win the game. And he swats that deep shot away, but he better not celebrate just yet. Looks like his contact drew a flag. They may still get this yardage. Ball game's not over just yet. Don't leave those seats. The interference call means we're going to have an untimed down here. The kick is good. He got it. And he hits one more time to win them this game. So the Colts get the win at home inside of Lucas Oil. And with overtime in their back pocket, they weren't going to lose it at the end, but they still managed to set up the field goal, and he executed the game winner. What a memorable way to win it. That does it for another broadcast of the NFL on EA Sports. With my partner in the booth, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. The Colts are winners as we say so long from Indy.